The Falcons go to work and they had a ton of talent. Julio Jones, superstar receiver. Matt Ryan was the MVP. Like, that was a historical choke, 28-3. And if you look, you obviously saw the game. I know you saw the game. And you asked what Tom Brady was doing on the field. That right there in itself, no one has done that. Like, nobody has done that. Like, you can say, okay, well, the person who has the biggest comeback, who's the Colts coach? Whoever the Colts coach is, what, Phil, what's his name?
Frank Reich.
I forgot. Yeah, him.
Frank
The
Reich.
Colts coach. Yeah, Frank Reich. He has the largest comeback in NFL history against the Oilers, 38 or 35-3, something like that. He has the largest comeback. That's the only person. And even that, even though that's impressive, that's still not as impressive as the Falcons one. Because the Falcons that year, if you remember, that Falcons team was studs. That Falcons team.
No.
What?
Now, my question to you, Jesse.
Oh, go ahead.
Is that impressive because he did it in the Super Bowl? Because if you ask me, what's more impressive than doing that in the Super Bowl is doing that multiple times during the playoffs in the regular season. And, I mean, this is a different name I already brought up, but Patrick Mahomes done done.
He came back 24 in the divisional round. He came back 10 in the AFC championship. He came back, pretty sure it's 10 against the 49ers in the Super Bowl. But
I mean,
Tom
and that's
Brady,
just in the playoffs. Yes.
But Tom Brady, he had the largest Super Bowl comeback wasn't very big. The largest Super Bowl comeback before Tom Brady's Super Bowl comeback was Tom Brady's Super Bowl comeback against the Seahawks when you're down 10. So Tom Brady, and he has in all of his Super Bowls, he always usually has these last second game winning drives. And in the Super Bowl,
field goals.
He didn't have he had field goals.
It was a touchdown that game.
When he beat the Falcons, that was or the Seahawks, he threw a touchdown to Julian Edelman. Like, these are touchdown drives. And the ones he's lost. Now look, the Giants game, that first Giants game.
Which one? He lost both of them.
Game, oh, you Eli Manning fan. The first Giants game, he threw a touchdown.
No, he the GOAT, right? He the GOAT.
Yeah, he touchdown Randy Moss. Then Eli Manning had one of the greatest Super Bowl plays of all time. They won the Super Bowl. Everyone's happy. GG, right? Second one, same thing happened. You go down, Wes Welker dropped that one catch. They had to settle. Eli Manning throws to Mario Manningham. Another great, all-time great catch. Get another touchdown. And they weren't trying to score. They were reluctant to score because they were scared that Tom Brady would get the ball and game them. So they were scared to do that. But it turned out for the best for them. He didn't have enough time.
I'm sorry, but what happened? What happened with the Eagles and the backup QB game?
When Tom Brady threw for 500 yards,
He lost.
I can say, well, Aaron Rodgers loses and lost and lost and lost.
But I don't talk about how many yards he threw in a losing effort. I don't. Okay.
Well, I can tell you,
you can tell me he threw for 500 yards, but what does that matter if the other team got a ring? The backup team got a ring. So you're telling me Tom Brady has to go off and a backup QB could beat him?
And that, like,
so Tom Brady had.
I love the context you're using right now because you acting like Nick Foles wasn't doing things. You didn't act like Nick Foles was just a scrub in that postseason.
The next year, Nick Foles was on the bench for another team. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he was God here during that
next year. No, not the next year. He played for the Eagles the next year. He went to the playoffs.
No, he played for the Eagles for half the season, and he got shipped off to another team.
I clearly remember the very next season, Nick Foles was in the postseason facing the Saints, and he threw a pass to Alshon Jeffrey, and Jeffrey dropped it, and they lost, and they had a great shot of beating the Saints that day. You act like
because they got him back. He left the Eagles because they wanted to move with Carson Wentz, and then the Eagles got him back.
Nick Foles stayed the whole season. He was the backup because Carson Wentz obviously backed your money in Carson. Look it up.
Yeah,
because Carson Wentz started after he got healed.
Look,
I'm
John,
looking at it right now.
Yeah, he was still with them next year. I remember.
He was with him.
Okay.
You pushing that? You don't know. You pushing that? I clearly remember this, bro.
Okay.
Hey, look, I don't know. Like, from what I'm hearing, right? Like I said, if you could come to me, like you come to me with the Aaron Rodgers is better argument, I can listen to that. Because with the better argument, he's a better overall QB. You can come in and say, yeah, if he was on this team, if he was on that team, and this team and that team, you could do that if argument if you do like that. But like if you do like the LeBron, Michael Jordan type of thing, it's like you could do the if stuff more if you talk about who's better. But like with this Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers thing, to me, like greatness is what has been presented to me. That's what you have done.
So what's the difference between greatness and better?
Better and greatness. Greatness is your accolades. It's the career.
Accolades are built on what's around you. We got to start with
career.
Accolades.
It's your influence. It's your career. That's greatness.
Your
Being
influence in
better
your
is just like, am
career.
I a better player? If you're just a better player by yourself, then okay. If Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback, if you believe that, then yeah, you can make that argument. You can make a really good argument on that. But like,
Your influence in your career. So D Rose had way more influence than Wilt Chamberlain. Is he a better player?
what? What?
D Rose had way more influence and had
What?
way more around his career than Wilt Chamberlain. Is he
No,
a
he
better
didn't.
player?
No, he didn't.
You don't think so?
Will
I mean,
Chamberlain changed
that's
the whole
totally.
rule book for Will Chamberlain. Derrick Rose could have, but he tore his ACL. He had 3 years
Even
of
when
just
he did,
greatness.
Terry, he had all the influence. Just think about the generation we're in.
I
That's
said, I
the
said
same thing.
accolades and influence, and you just tell me influence like accolades was not the first thing I just said. And his accolades, he has one really great accolade, youngest MVP. You compare to Will Chamberlain, it is not the same. It's
I'm
just
not. I'm not understanding because you're saying Tom Brady is the greatest QB of
yeah,
all time, but Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. How the hell does that make sense?
because you're not getting the difference between greatness and just being like better. Like you can make arguments for anybody. Okay, this guy has more arm talent. This guy can run with the ball. This guy can run with the ball. This guy can do this and do that.
It's
Right?
not just arm talent though. We're talking about the
Yeah.
position of quarterback,
So
who
you
is
can
the
make that.
best, and
You
it's
can make
not
that.
Tom Brady, and it's
You can make that.
several other quarterbacks in front of him.
You could okay, I don't know, but you can make that argument. But in terms of greatness, the biggest thing of greatness is how many championships you win. Usually, championships not, and usually there's a lot of other factors, a lot of other contexts, right? You can't
Okay,
just.
if we're talking factors, I
But
didn't gave you about 5 different factors, Jesse. His defense, his coach, his receivers, his running
you tell
backs.
me some more
When
ifs.
does that play in fact? When does that have an effect?
There's too many ifs. It's like this. The injury is
I
like an
didn't say
injury.
an if. I didn't say an if.
No, you're saying an if. Like you're saying, what if Aaron Rodgers had Tom Brady's talent? You're giving me another. If you're
No.
not if, but you're
What
saying.
you just said, Jesse, I'm gonna repeat. You just said to greatness, it flows into Super Bowls, your championships, and of course factors. And I just said I gave you like
You give me a bunch
5
of if factors.
factors
Tell me
that
what.
got him
Give me
to
a
the
bunch of
Super Bowl.
if
So
factors.
with Tom Brady, do we ignore the factors?
You tell me a bunch of if factors. That's what you
No,
tell me.
they're not ifs. I gave you statistics. Those are not
What
ifs.
statistics
He
did you give
had
me?
he had better receiving cores, better receiving, better running back, better coaches. Those are not ifs. Those are factual. Those are factors.
It's
Are
the
we
same.
ignoring those factors for Tom Brady?
It's the same thing like this. It's almost the same exact argument like this if you went to basketball. Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. It's the same thing. But I know you're gonna say it's not the same because this and that. But it's just like if he got drafted to this team, he would have had a better career. That's basically what you're saying. If he got this type of situation, he would have had a better career. He would have had a greater career if he went to this place. But he did not have a greater career because he didn't go. But there is a guy who does have a greater career, meaning he is a greater. It's greater greatness. You are the greatest player of all time. A lot of it's because of what you presented to me in your career with full context. Now, before you come back though, John, I know you've been silent. Who do
Yes,
you
man.
think? Who do you think is the greatest quarterback of all time?
Oh yeah, that's easy. It's definitely Tom Brady, but it definitely can't be Aaron Rodgers. If we going off like if I ask you why Tony Romo wasn't a great QB, everybody would tell me he choked in the playoffs or he just doesn't get it done. They'll bring up the game where he muffled the field goal. Aaron Rodgers, you can't be 1-4 and be the greatest. That's just impossible. Like, and you can say that he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have a talent. I mean, he doesn't have a talent around him, but you can't use that if he's able to make it to the NFC Championship. So it's
By
like,
himself?
but
You
he
act like
hasn't
Devontae
done it by
Adams, bro.
himself though.
You
I
act like
mean, Devontae
It's
Adams been on the team only for what, 4 years? He been in the mix for like the last 10
okay.
and they
years.
So he was able to do when they got to the Super Bowl. How did he get to the Super Bowl?
Off of him. It was him.
Okay, and
Him
if
and
he's
okay,
that
I'm sorry.
great,
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. The year he got to the Super Bowl, he finally had a top 5 defense, and his defense was fifth. That's what it took. He had a top 5 defense, and he won the Super Bowl. I told you he only had a top 5 defense twice. I told you that, right?
right?
So if he had it nearly as name half the time as Tom Brady, he might have had like 2 or 3 more. But like I said, you don't like if statements, but I just gave you a hypothetical. I just said he only made it once, but he had a top 5 defense just like Tom Brady did on his 6 times.
but
On
the
6 of his
crazy
times.
thing
Yeah,
is
but if I just think it would be different if he wasn't going far at all. if he's able to make it to the championship, is it him not being able to elevate his team like you use Mahomes? Typically his defense win championships, but Mahomes showed you against the 49ers a
You're
better
right.
offense can win you a game.
You're
So I
right.
just want to know, if you're the greatest QB, why can't you elevate your team to that level
And
as
you
we seen Mahomes done?
and you know that makes a great point. Yeah, that makes a great point. But in that same breath, when the hell has Tom Brady ever elevated his team?
You
He
smoking,
always had the team
smoking,
around him.
smoking some.
I'm
Julius
not gonna lie,
Edelman.
I agree with you. Tom Brady, I think Bill Belichick and what he do with his defense, he does a good job. But when you look at the games like against the Falcons and stuff, that's definitely elevating your team to a different level.
That's
Okay,
like the
but
clearest
Um,
example. They're down the most ever in the Super Bowl, and they had a 99% chance of losing. And you clearly see that Tom Brady is the clear factor on why they won that game.
99%. That's
yeah,
that's what we that's
that
what
he
we telling
definitely
everybody.
elevated his team that
But look,
year.
look, you be telling me like when you present that, you act like Aaron Rodgers didn't have 15 win teams and a ton of 13 win teams,
But
and
I
then
want you to understand most of those wins are built from Aaron Rodgers' talent versus when Tom Brady had Randy Moss, that was built around the greatest receiver, built with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and a great defense. Do you understand what it took for Tom Brady to get the type of record Aaron Rodgers pushed out by himself?
but you really present to me like because I know you said Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. There's Donald Driver. There's Devontae Adams. And you present and you look and I know you look at that and you just tell me it's like these guys were just scrubs. When this was a Aaron Rodgers has been presented good football teams, really good football teams, and
Right,
Aaron Rodgers has
right,
had multiple chances to go back to the Super Bowl. He has been to many conference championship games. He has been, and like I said, Tom Brady was able to overcome 28-3. He was able to do that. Aaron Rodgers has had leads in championship games. He has choked away conference championship games. That Seahawks game, that was a choke. They were supposed to win that game. It was supposed to be Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers in that Super Bowl, and it didn't happen because he choked. Now the whole team obviously fell apart. Football's a team sport, but he was a part of that choke. So it's like you're telling me like Aaron Rodgers' teams aren't good. He's not going far in the postseason and this and that. When Aaron Rodgers has been presented multiple chances to get back to the Super Bowl. I remember, like, what was it the year he faced Tom Brady? What was that? I don't know. It was some third and goal, fourth and goal thing. He didn't throw the ball. He ran and stopped at the one, and then the coach kicked the field goal, something stupid like that. But like,
right, right.
there are many shots, and that's
Belichick
the
would
point.
never.
There are multiple shots. Yeah, multiple chances for Aaron Rodgers to prove his point, to be the guy, to get to another Super Bowl and to do it. But he's not doing it. And I don't know, like 15 win teams, 3 straight years of 13 win teams, been to the conference championship. He lost to the 49ers just now. And just how many points they scored? 10 or something like that? I don't know. Like, you telling me a lot of things, and we forget that Aaron Rodgers scored. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's 10. It may have been more, but it was a very low scoring game in Green Bay against a wild card team. It's a good wild card team. The 49ers are a good team, yeah. But to score that little amount of points in that big of a game, and then in the same round, right? Tom Brady's at home. The Rams come in. They have a 24-point lead, and he erases the lead. He erases the lead. It's a tie game, and they have a realistic shot of winning. So I don't
Okay,
know. And
Jesse,
that's the most recent thing that just happened.
Jesse, we gotta stop talking about football because if we're gonna, I mean, I'm sorry, not stop talking about football, but we gotta understand that football there's multiple ways to win. Okay, it's either you could kill the clock or you could stump out the opponent. And those are only two ways to win in the playoffs: kill the clock or stump out the opponent. Okay, so we talking about the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. If they went into a shootout, who's walking out of that game? You tell me. Just let me know.
But they didn't go into a shootout.
No. Right, exactly. So
Okay.
that's why it was a very low scoring game. That's how the 49ers wanted to play that game. They
Yeah, but
knew
like, do you
their
let the big
quarterback
take
was
that
not
team?
keep. Hold on.
Okay,
They
go ahead.
knew
Go ahead.
their quarterback was not keeping on the same pace
Okay.
as the Packers quarterback. Okay, they knew if they went drive for drive, the Packers came out on top with ease. So they played it to their strength on defense and trying to hold it a tight game, and they did, but they lost. They lost.
Who lost?
The 49ers lost.
To who?
The Packers, right? This
No.
last year?
No. 49ers went to the NFC Championship and lost to the Rams.
To the Rams. That's correct. That is correct. Didn't they play each other last year?
The year before. You probably talking about 2 years ago. I think you're talking about like a couple years ago. But you're
Yeah,
not
they
talking
still
about.
lost to them 2 years ago.
Yeah, they still lost it 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
I
But
don't think
that
I
game.
don't think he's beat the 49ers before.
Okay. But that's incorrect.
Yeah, they did them dirty that year. So
They did. I know. I do remember that. But you're not
and
talking. We talking
I
about
think
this.
he won that was his MVP year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
You
Yeah,
talking about the
a
time
couple
the
of
first
them.
time they lost to the 49ers, what was it, like 24-3, if I'm not correct? If
It
I'm
was
not
like,
mistaken.
what was that?
Yeah, it
2020.
was something like that.
It was like 2020. That's when the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nasty defense. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man,
But look, this game where they scored 10 at home, it wasn't in San Francisco. It was in Green Bay. This game, that little dud he just had, what's the excuse for that?
I ain't got one. Okay, I ain't got one.
I
How
feel
did
it.
Tom Brady not know the balls were deflated? What's the excuse for that? How did not
Brady
Tom
just
Brady
jumped back
not
to the-
know? How did Tom Brady not know Belichick knew extra information about other teams? I'm not gonna get into that.
But I'm going at the most recent thing that happened. I'm telling you, this is because we like to do recency stuff. A lot of recency bias is a thing. We like the recent thing. So if you look at recency, right?
Okay.
You look at
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, what he did in the divisional round. You look at
Okay.
what Tom Brady did in the divisional round. Aaron
You
Rodgers
want
faced a wild card team and scored 10 points. Tom Brady faced a team that won the Super Bowl and down 24, came back and had a realistic shot, very realistic chance of winning.
Jesse, I don't know. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with
With
what?
the against the Rams, like it's kind of I don't know. It wasn't to me. It's just kind of like them just going through the motions. They was up by so much.
I mean, yeah, they were choking. Yes, they were turning in a Falcons performance for sure. So like they were choking, giving up the ball, this and that. But look, is that not impressive? You have to still capitalize on that. You still have to score off of that. And the Rams, they woke up, realized they were choking, and did not want to be the Falcons, and threw a wonderful pass to Cooper Kupp, and game over. I get the blue coverage, wonderful pass. If we went to overtime, I straight up believe that Tom Brady get the ball, he about the game. But
okay, let me make sure I get the year right. It was it last year when Aaron Rodgers won the MVP, or was it the year before when Aaron Rodgers won the MVP?
I think it was a back-to-back
Let me,
season. I think he had a
Yeah,
back.
back to back.
oh, okay. Wait, so it was last year, right? When Aaron Rodgers won the MVP, right?
Yeah,
I just want to make sure I get my years right. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Most valuable player, right? That year?
Wait, what?
Most
That year,
valuable
right?
players was
Most
lost.
valuable player.
That's
Like
what's
last
confusing.
year or the year before last most valuable player. They're both Aaron Rodgers. I get my years mixed up because he got so
Most
many.
valuable in the Super Bowl on the regular season.
Then
Because if we talking about Tony Romo,
I'm so, bro.
if we talking about Tony Romo, that was his biggest flaw. Like he can't get it done in the postseason. So I don't know why Aaron Rodgers he can't be held to those same standards.
Honestly,
If
because
you're
he's a
doing it in the
choker.
regular season,
Because Tony Romo actually had a squad. Tony
So Cowboys
Romo
are a
was
better team than the Packers.
Tony had a squad.
You go trigger John. Go ahead, get at him. Go at him, John.
yeah. 2014 he did have a nice squad, but the years before that, yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Hey,
leave
look,
it at that.
hey, look. You tell me it's almost like the Peyton Manning thing. Peyton Manning has 5 MVPs, and he won 2 Super Bowls. The last one really wasn't. It did like he was awful in the Super Bowl.
We're talking about another quarterback that's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you like said that argument. I don't even.
I'm sorry, not Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
No, you were right the first time.
I for sure think Peyton Manning is a smarter quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, but the better quarterback is, I'll give that even. I'll give them even because you got brains and bronze.
So Brady not smart.
different
So
types
Brady
of
not
ways
one of
to
the highest
win.
IQ players in the league.
You said Brady is one of the highest IQ. No, he had one of the highest IQ coaches in the league.
Tom Brady's a high IQ player. You gotta stop playing with me. You devaluing everything that happened. That's the hater mentality.
I'm not
He is a hater. He's a
Stop
big
it.
hater.
Stop
He's a huge hater.
it. Tom Brady is great in everything he's done. Will live on for NFL history. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay? I respect that man. I respect what he's done. But on the same hand, we gotta think about how that term life isn't fair. Life ain't fair. His wins ain't fair. Okay? What he had to deal with compared to other QBs ain't fair. And we ignore that. we ignore that. That's all I'm saying.
But life
Can we
ain't
stop
fair.
acting like? Can we stop acting like okay? He got all these rings because he beat all these teams and nobody was able to stop him. No, nobody was able to score on his
You
defense,
like,
and he had to come down and kick a field goal. Did you not remember the game? He scored one touchdown, and the field goal kicker had more points than he did.
I mean, but look, you acting like sports is supposed to be fair. Like sports ain't fair. If sports were fair, then teams like us, the Texans or the Browns or the Lions, would go through hell all the time, or freaking the Kings of the NBA wouldn't be the worst franchise of the Knicks. Sports ain't fair. So like that fair argument, that's not how it is. Like if you get drafted to a good team, I'm not gonna penalize you for that. Because if you especially and you see context and see that it's not just Tom Brady having a good team. It's also Tom Brady being good himself. It's just not you acting like Tom Brady's team is just
But
the only reason why he's good. He's
But
clearly good because
what
he's good
I'm
too.
saying, Jesse, and I'm gonna speak real quick so you can get back to your point. Tom Brady had the chance to grow with his team and win at the same time. Quarterbacks don't get that luxury.
Yeah.
Even Aaron Rodgers, who had to sit behind Brett Favre,
Is that not
came in and
growing?
won and had to fight to keep his job. All right, continue.
But is that not like when Brett Favre retired, the Packers went to the NFC Championship, and then Aaron Rodgers inherited the team. So you acted like I don't know. You acted like he had 3 years to grow under Brett Favre, and then as soon as Brett Favre leaves, you're handed a team that just went to the NFC Championship. So you
But
act like go
we're
ahead.
talking about a Brett Favre who did not give two shits about Aaron Rodgers and did not show him shit. Matter of fact, actually, like damn near through his career, tried to what's the word I'm looking for? Tried to tarnish his career and keep his starting job. He was like it was the same situation as Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers won because he's an elite quarterback. Brett Favre did not. Okay, so that's what I'm saying there. Like Tom Brady actually had a chance to sit and learn, and not only learn, but come in right when the team is successful and come in and win a chip and say,
But
"Oh, I like
they weren't
this is
successful.
feeling of success.
They
Let me
weren't
do it again. I'm gonna
they,
get another chip. Let me
they
do it
weren't
again.
successful.
This is
Like
easy. I'm
the
gonna do another
Patriots,
chip."
they weren't successful. They won 5 games the year before, and then when it came in, what were they? They faced the Jets. It was week 2, and Drew Bledsoe freaking almost died. And then Tom Brady comes in, and that year he comes in and starts right he's not a rookie, he's a second-year player, but year he comes in, 6th-round pick, he comes in, he wins the Super Bowl, and he's
Okay,
leading the game-winning drive.
okay. You saying this is week 2? He comes in.
Yeah, he comes in. Yeah, either week 2 or week 3. Face the Jets, and Mo Lewis almost kills Drew Bledsoe, and then Tom Brady comes in, and then after that, GG's. After that, Tom Brady goes in, wins all these games, wins the whole Super Bowl, and then after that, he has a down 2002, and after his down 2002,
Right.
2003,
He
2004,
won.
he sets the NFL record. They set the NFL record for wins in a row.
I mean, he did win 2004. So.
Yeah, he won 2003, 2004 season. Hey, I don't know. I like I said, I hear your argument,
But
and
that
within your argument,
2004 season, he had the third ranked defense. I'm just saying.
okay. So which year? Which year are we talking about?
That 2004 season. No, the 2003 when he won in 2004. He
So,
had the
but what?
third ranked defense.
So the year he won in a second-year player, as a second-year player, he faced the greatest show on turf, and he leads a game-winning drive. Right? Was that all
Right.
just like that? All crap? Was that all just crap?
No,
Like,
no, no. He just he won it. He only won it with the sixth ranked defense. You know, that's
but did
pretty
the
cool.
defense get that? Was the defense giving that game-winning drive? What did you see? Ty Law and all those players throwing the passes to get that game-winning drive. John
But
Madden said they should
but
just go
that's
for overtime.
exactly my point. That's exactly my point. The defense had it to where it was just a game-winning drive. And there's so many times where the
This,
defense
this
had it to just it's a game-winning drive. It's a game-winning field goal. The
Aaron
defense
Rodgers
always set
teams
it
are
up
so
for him to
terrible,
win.
man. Aaron Rodgers teams are just awful. It's like, bro, they be
They
down
are
30.
just awful. His
They
teams
be
are just
down
awful,
30.
right?
How does Aaron Rodgers do it? Is that how it is?
I mean, no. I for sure say Aaron Rodgers didn't have slims of help. Slims of help. But if you compare it to Tom Brady's help, it's not even close. Like Aaron Rodgers' help is probably like a sunshine through a cracked window.
So
Versus
where does Joe Montana rank on this? Is Aaron Rodgers greater than Joe Montana? Is that the same thing too? Because Joe
Joe
Montana had Jerry
Montana is
Rice,
one of my favorite quarterbacks.
and he had
Okay, so
Jerry
you put
Rice
me in a hard position.
because he had
Actually,
Jerry Rice. And if you do that same comparison stuff, Joe Montana wins. With
I
all in
don't know
terms of
about that one,
all he has Bill Walsh as a coach, right? He has Jerry Rice. He has I forgot my man, the guy who had one Roger
Did
Craig.
you
He had
just say he had
1,000.
Jerry Rice? Did you
Yeah,
just say he had Jerry Rice?
Joe
Man,
Montana.
put that quarterback up. Put that quarterback up.
What?
Aaron Rodgers ain't never had the Jerry Rice.
Yeah, so you're saying the same thing. So I'm like, is Aaron Rodgers better than Jerry? Like Aaron Rodgers, is he a greater player? Because we're talking about greatness. Is Aaron Rodgers a greater player than Joe Montana? In terms of greatness,
Yeah.
greatest quarterbacks of all time is Aaron Rodgers ahead of Joe Montana.
Joe Montana is a pioneer of the league, I feel like. There's a couple pioneers, okay? I can't really, if you ask me, yes, he is a greater quarterback because nowadays the quarterbacks are way better than the quarterbacks in the past. And I'm not saying way because I feel like certain quarterbacks in the past could still be elite today. Only certain. Honestly, I don't think Joe Montana is one of them, unfortunately. But on that same breath, if you ask me who his comparison in the past, it would be more Marino. Okay, that's more of a comparison.
So is Marino greater than Joe Montana? Because that's the same.
No,
It's the same thing.
no, but it kind of is the same thing. Marino's not better than Montana. Marino was a more talented quarterback than
That's what I'm
Montana.
saying. I am saying that to you right now. This is what I'm saying to you. I don't know why you
No,
ain't hearing me. This is what
no. But I'm doing two different things because
tell me.
Marino didn't win like Montana did, but at the same time, Montana was still a elite quarterback, a top 3 quarterback.
So
you could not take that from him.
So is Tom Brady.
No, he's not a top 3 quarterback. He's not a top 3 quarterback. If I go in the league right now, I could give you 10 quarterbacks I won over him.
John,
you talking about like right now
or
like overall career?
Give me 10 quarterbacks. Yes, right now.
10 quarterbacks who are what?
That's a little more debatable because he's getting up there in age, but I mean, he's still Tom Brady. Like the body of work he's completed, you can't just take that away.
And that's the thing. Look, John, look, my argument because he just fed into my arms, but he's not gonna think he didn't just do that. But look, my argument was the same thing he just said. Dan Marino is seen as a more talented quarterback than Joe Montana because of the arm talent and all the extra stuff, right? But Dan Marino is not a greater player than Joe Montana because Joe Montana's career accolades are greater. Now you could say Dan Marino had no help. He didn't have help. He did not have help, and to a stronger degree, right? Like than Joe Montana or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. They had more help than Dan Marino did. But Dan Marino's career is not greater than Joe Montana. Aaron Rodgers
Dan Marino
case with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers more talented, but his career ain't better. Tom Brady, Joe Montana are greater than Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers, and that's just how it is. But you go ahead and tell me your point.
Whoa! Did you say Joe Montana is greater than Aaron Rodgers?
Bro, that's like a statement that almost all people just know, but you don't. You don't know, but it's just yes, he is. He is better. He's not. I'm not gonna say better because I keep getting that. He is greater than Joe Montana. I mean, than Aaron Rodgers. I'm talking so fast. I'm freaking flipping my words up. But yes, Joe Montana greater Aaron Rodgers. Joe Montana got the 4 Super Bowls, all these clutch drives. It's just how it is. And he was seen as the greatest quarterback of all time before Tom Brady came. But you disagree because you just said Dan Marino is not greater than Joe Montana. So
the greatest to me is the best. And
So
I'm sorry if anybody else disagree. Like I said, I'm sorry if anybody disagree.
Okay. If that's what it is, like I said, to me, those are two different things in a sense because better, greater. But go ahead.
So you saying greatest and best is the same thing?
Correct.
But it's two different. So you're saying great and best mean the same?
Pretty much. I mean, they're pretty much identical in the dictionary.
Yeah. Go ahead, John. I don't know.
I mean, that's